grab your spring water, grab your wine, grab whatever you subscribe to, and let's get into these videos.
How old were you? Today marks 47 years, 2 months, 14 days for me, when you realized that you don't have to struggle with opening lids anymore.
How many of y'all are curious if this works? We're gonna try this out. Okay, we're gonna try the knife to see if it works. Did y'all hear that? Oh my gosh, that works. Oh my goodness, that works. I did not know this. Oh my gosh. Follow for more hacks.
Everybody who's a parent, I don't know how you do it. Have y'all ever looked at baby food? It looks like it's just milk and oil with a bunch of chemically derived nutrients. But they call them hydration boosters, but it's really just sugar. The only thing they hear boosts hydration is the salt. There's a gene variant for your kids whether or not they should consume wheat. Is this really what we feed kids? Because what it looks like is we're feeding them chemicals and then bathing them in chemicals, wiping their butts with chemicals. You know, would you choose this over an actual banana? It's just, I mean, you don't need to have the sugar and the starches, just use a banana, right? I know from food sensitivity testing that the likelihood that there's a adverse reaction to citric acid is quite high. If I remember, adults drink this stuff. How's this in a kids section? It's got...
If it looks like chemistry, leave it alone. I mean, we go into these stores, and if you take a moment to flip over these labels and read these ingredients, some of the stuff you can't even pronounce.
Ingredient is diet soda. It's always going to have your citric acid. I've actually never seen tuna oil in a food until I started looking at the kids section. Can anybody guess what this is based on the ingredients? You guessed right. It is a postpartum spray. I don't even know what that is. It is truly fascinating that they'll charge you $1.26 for an apple, but you could just buy an apple. It's just an apple. So maybe I think the only possible advice I could offer is $1.57 for 100 calories of banana, but then they have to add your vitamin C in there. Weird. And don't forget your lemon concentrate. Wait a sec, lactation cookie bite?
We target it with sugar. Throughout the day, we target it with sugar, and then we want our kids to concentrate and be able to focus in school and once they get home and once they do their homework. It's just almost impossible to do that if we're surrounded by products like this. So
I've been craving McDonald's. I cleaned all morning. I go to McDonald's to get my regular chicken sandwich that I get with a fry and a frap. And the sandwich is tasting so weird and like it's very chewy. So I decide to like investigate. Please tell me what this is. What is this? What is that?
y'all know they came out with something called lab grown meat. So to not think that you have a sandwich that's $1 or $2 and they not gonna put it in there, it's crazy. But I used to eat McDonald's, so shout out to her. But once you know, and I can't go back.
And we gonna get back to the regularly scheduled program once I get all the facts about what's going on overseas. But I just thought y'all should know. I was real tight. Like, I was really in my feels about y'all running back over to get some pumpkin spice latte. But not no more, baby. Not no more. I'm no longer in my feels. You want to know why? Because it turns out the caramel that they use inside of everything pumpkin spice that they give y'all for the fall season, especially for this one's for the black ones in the back, the pygmishas, the black pygmishas in the back. Oh, but I love pumpkin spice. That's okay, Bookie butt. I love that you love pumpkin spice, but you gonna really love it after I tell you this, girl. It got ammonia in it. You didn't want to help give up that pumpkin spice for Chazah, and they've been feeding you cleaning supplies this entire time. They in court right now as we speak.
No wonder that line be so long at Starbucks. I just knew something was up, but I have to fact check that because I'm not even sure. But I do know if you check the ingredients of Starbucks, the amount of sugar alone in those frappes and the pumpkin spice and all of that is enough to make your whole body go into shock. So leave that junk alone, y'all. Even thought to cut open a coconut water. As a matter of fact, I told y'all I was drinking coconut water, but let me show y'all. Like, I got it right here. This is the coconut water I drink from Costco. It is refrigerated. I only try to refrigerated stuff, so just to know that the things that sit on the shelf, we don't know how long that junk been sitting. So I would suggest just getting something refrigerated because that right there is scary.
Tell me about Chick-fil-A.
There is a reason that Chick-fil-A tastes the same in Nashville, Tennessee as it does in Las Vegas, Nevada. It is 100% Frankenfood. That's it. There's nothing real about it. There's 51 ingredients, count it, in their chicken sandwich. 51. There is a piece of chicken. That's the number one ingredient, but it's got hormones and antibiotics, which they refuse to take that out this year in 2024. Number 3 ingredient is MSG. 51 ingredients. There is a reason it tastes the same all over the United States. It is a chemistry experiment. And it's not just Chick-fil-A. I mean, you might as well eat at McDonald's or Taco Bell or any of that because they're all the same. It's a formula. If you cooked a chicken sandwich 3 days in a row, it would taste different every time because we mix it up a little bit different. Not when it's a chemistry experiment. That was designed specifically for addiction. And people are addicted. To it.
I know some people who eat it almost every day.
Every day.
I want waffle fries.
Isn't that
I love their waffle fries. But ever since you came on the podcast and told me that, I don't eat it anymore. I'll eat it if I have to.
Right.
And it's like once every fucking 6 months. I can't even remember the last time we had it. But I won't eat it anymore.
Well,
I feel so gross and my face gets so red and flushed after I eat anything from Chick-fil-A.
Always think about that. Why does it taste the same everywhere? It's the same with frozen food in the frozen food aisle. It's the same with all of this. It's not one ingredient food.
The sad truth is ain't nobody safe, okay? Unless you're quite literally growing your own food in your backyard, I'm sorry, it's processed. This is an avocado. I cut this avocado last night, okay? It felt weird. I was like, okay, maybe I leave it in the fridge too long. So I left it out to say, hey, let me just leave it out and see if it'll be better in the morning. This avocado has been out all night. It's rubber. I got this from Aldi's. One of the freshest places.
I'm gonna tell y'all now, if it ain't your local farmer's market, or like she said, if you didn't grow this food yourself, if it's not organic, we gonna have to start growing our own food, y'all, because I can't keep going through this, okay? I can't keep going through this.
Use stainless steel and glass. Throw out those nauseating air fresheners. Just plain clean always smells good. Build with wood or stone if you have the choice. Get a tight cotton weave shower curtain. Phthalates are much more likely to leach out when heated, so use glass in the microwave and a paper towel. Toss out that gross pitted plastic cover. Cook with stainless steel, cast iron, ceramic coated pans, or copper. Retire those worn out peeling Teflon coated pans. Use metal measuring spoons and cups. Reduce your plastic bag use. Use wax paper when you can. And silicone containers. Have the butcher wrap your meat from the case in butcher paper. Leave those plastic covered styrofoam meat packets on the shelf. Go to a nail salon regularly. Ask for phthalate free polish. And take a scuba tank. Kidding on that one. But for heaven's sakes, filter your water with a carbon filter, because I guarantee you have phthalates in your tap water. Remember? Glitter. Get smart.
Like he said, get smart, because don't do it all at once, y'all. But I did start eliminating things out of my place, from air fresheners. I used to clean with bleach. I used to love those Teflon cooking pans because it was non-stick, and I was like, yo, this is so much easier to cook with. But then I started getting into stainless steel and cast iron, so it's just like one of those things, the more you know, the more you grow. So it's like, don't be hard on yourself, but do things one step at a time, and I promise eventually your home will be free of chemicals. So just yeah.
I think dentists may be running the biggest scam in America.
Why?
So before we left LA, got to a new dentist, and I went in for my check-in. And in like the initial checkup thing, they run all the tests, and they're like, all right, like you need do a deep clean, but 2, you've got 3 cavities coming in. I was like, oh, weird, like I've never had a cavity. So I was like, can we just deal with this cavity thing at a later date? And they're like, yeah, no problem. Right when we get to Austin, I go and I find a new dentist. The whole, you're a new patient, we got to do the full check-in, give you a clean, but everything else seems pretty normal. I was like, oh, but what are we going to do about my 3 cavities? And they're like, yeah, you're not a cavity guy. Like, you don't have cavities. You don't have cavities coming in. I'm like, well, that's weird. So I call Alex Cost, because I call Alex Cost about everything. I was like, dude, like the weirdest thing just happened to me at the dentist. Explain the story. And he's like, you'll never believe this. He is a different dentist in LA. He goes into his dentist for his initial checkup. They told him he had 6 cavities. They fixed 3 of them at the time. He goes home and he tells his wife. His wife's like, Alex, like, you're an idiot. You don't have 6 cavities. So he's just like, what's going on? Goes to a new dentist. New dentist is like, yeah, like you got nothing going on here. Yeah, I feel like they may be running like a bit of an insurance racket.
None of this is to scare you. It's just to make you be more mindful of what you digest and ingest, if that makes sense. Yeah.
I have never felt more bamboozled in my life. You're telling me this is what grass-fed means? I'm thinking they're free, happy cows living off the land. But no, this is the reality. Like, literally everything is a lie. Everything. Here I am thinking I'm getting a better quality of meat and the animals weren't tortured for me to eat this. And it's the same thing.
Just wait until you figure out what free range chicken mean. Like, start Googling this stuff, y'all. Get on YouTube, check out videos, start doing the research, start going in the field. You'll see.
When you're stressed, you're anxious, you are having too much cortisol in your body. You need to burn it off, jump around, move around. You need to walk it off and lower that cortisol level. Increase your heart rate. That reduces the cortisol levels. That actually increases your endorphins. It makes you feel more relaxed. It gives you a better mood. Chronic high cortisol levels can lead to several health issues, including increased blood pressure, increased blood sugar, which can contribute to diabetes, weight gain, and a weakened immune system. It can also lead to other conditions like anxiety, depression, memory problems, or even difficulty getting to sleep. And over time, elevated cortisol can contribute to serious conditions like cardiovascular disease, metabolic syndrome, and even more digestive issues. So regular movement is the key to maintaining that healthy hormonal balance and your overall well-being. Burn off that cortisol. Your body will love it.
I'm actually going to agree with him, because when I feel down, when I feel stressed, when I feel a little depressed, all the things, I just go outside. I just start moving. I get in the sun. And it's a boost in serotonin. I've told you guys plenty of times on my channel, it's like a boost of serotonin, and it just feels so good to get outside in the sun, and it's like an instant reliever. Well, that's it, y'all. That's all I have for today. So that's a wrap. Let me know in the comments if you see some videos out there on your timeline. I'll give you a link or give you my email or something so you can send it over to me so we can watch it and review it together. Remember, this is a space for all things healthy, where we chat about bizarre videos that we have seen or something that's came across your For You page. So yeah, y'all, let me know in the comments how you feeling about the video. If you knew any of this, if this happened to you, let's chat in the comments, y'all. So remember to keep it green and keep all things healthy. Until next time, bye, y'all.